This is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Monday, the 6th day of January in the year 2020. I'm Gordon Mosley, thanking you for joining us. Here is what we're tracking tonight. The opposition People's Progressive Party Civic officially kicked off its elections campaign on Sunday in the Kitty area. Before a large crowd of cheering supporters, the party's presidential candidate Irfan Ali announced that he is ready for the elections and intends to send his rival incumbent President David Granger into retirement.
My mother taught me well, and she also said, have respect for the elderly. So Mr. Granger, I will respect you and I will send you to retirement in good stead.
President Granger, at his party's campaign launch on Friday, took several political jabs at Ali's credibility as a candidate, since Ali has been accused of allegedly forging his qualifications.
You know, you're dealing with honest people here. Nobody in my cabinet ever went to the University of Iflat.
Mr. Ali is also facing 19 criminal charges in the courts for alleged fraud. But at yesterday's rally, Ali fired back and said one cannot fake knowledge or results, and the qualities of his leadership will be determined by competence.
I am not here to deliver promises, but I am here with this wonderful team to outline aspects of a clear plan and vision to take our country forward. A plan that is not only defined by oil and gas, but one that speaks to the holistic aspirations of the Guyanese people.
Mr. Ali outlined some of his plans should he be elected to office. He said those plans would focus on the provision of social, economic, and political empowerment at every level of the society. Meanwhile, Ali's newly minted running mate, retired Brigadier Mark Phillips, was formally introduced to the party's supporters yesterday, and he confidently said he will be the next Prime Minister of Guyana.
We will return the PPP seat to government.
As your Prime Ministerial candidate and soon to be Prime Minister, I can assure you that it is the People's Progressive Party that has the vision and the strategy to lead the people of Guyana towards prosperity.
Phillips, who retired as Chief of Staff of the Guyana Defense Force 3 years ago, said he believes he is the right fit for the People's Progressive Party Civic.
This afternoon, I am pleased to announce that I have found the appropriate clothing.
Phillips was selected by the Central Committee of the People's Progressive Party on Friday after his challenger Bishop Juan Edgil dropped out of the race. At the rally yesterday, Edgil served as the Master of Ceremonies, and it was the party's General Secretary Bharat Jagdeo that got the crowd going.
Goals have to be supported by policies, and we are good at that. And we will start from day one to change this country back into a prosperous one. Day one. We have the plans, we have outlined the plans, we have the experience in doing so.
The PPP intends to fan out across the country with more rallies and public meetings as they race towards elections 2020 in March. More news coming up in just a moment.
Tired of long lines? Register with MyGTT at mygtt.co.gy. That's mygtt.co.gy to view and pay your bills from anywhere. Enter to win an Amazon gift card worth $25 or a bounty voucher worth 5,000 Guyana dollars when you sign up today. GTT, do more.
Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Tune up. Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Tune up. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guyana's Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guyana's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
Keep pushing. At the most critical life-changing moments, the National Insurance Scheme is here to ensure that your needs are covered. Access reimbursement for medical expenses for various aspects of your medical care. We know that eye care is of utmost importance. Receive assistance with our Spectacle Care voucher. Visiting the dentist? Dental care is also covered under our sickness benefit services. Offset the funeral expenses of a loved one with costs covered by our funeral benefits. National Insurance Scheme. We're there every step of the way.
GBTI is your Guyanese bank, a bank that understands every customer's unique needs, opportunities, challenges, and financial concerns. At GBTI, we see you for you. Whether you're buying a new home or car, planning your next vacation or retirement, saving for your child's future, or whether you're ready to take that bold step of investing in your dream business idea, we are with you every step of the way. We hear your stories and watch you focus on your dreams as we share your aspirations. We are more than just banking. We are a family. We are part of your community. Our commitment extends way beyond the walls of our branches and is demonstrated every day in the opportunities we provide to our individual and business customers. The support, time, and commitment we give back to communities across Guyana to help improve the lives of our Guyanese families. Because we see Guyana through your eyes.
We are legions of men standing strong, but never too proud to stoop and help someone. We must send a clear signal to all. Do right. Walk in upright ways, knowing that's what being a man is all about. And ever aware that things will only get worse when good men do nothing. Stand strong. Be the one to live right.
The APNU-AFC campaign rally now moves to Region 5 this Wednesday, January 8th from 5 p.m. at the Hope Tank Community Center ground with a president you can trust, a man of integrity to lead Guyana into the new era of economic prosperity. Come out and hear of Guyana's next decade of development, addressed by His Excellency President David Granger, and leader of the AFC, Mr. Kemraj Ramjertan. There will be two motorcades, one from High Dam and the other from Ithaca, both leaving at 2 p.m. sharp. Region 5, let Guyana's transformational development continue with the APNU-AFC. This Wednesday, January 8th, 5 p.m. at the Hope Tank Community Center ground. Region 5, we moving forward together.
I want you to find your way. Everybody understand.
Welcome back. And still in the world of politics, Executive Member of the APNU-AFC Coalition and Director General of the Ministry of the Presidency, Joe Harmon, believes that the political parties ought to be able to campaign freely all across the country as the political campaign swings into full gear. Mr. Harmon's statement came in wake of complaints by the opposition that some of its members were blocked by residents of Ling Avenue from campaigning in the area over the weekend. Harmon said the coalition does not condone any misbehavior by its supporters and prefers to be preaching about unity. He also said the political parties need to understand that the statements they make on the political platform impacts people across the country.
That the statements which they make on the platform and in their communities where they have their support, that it will have an impact on people everywhere in this country. We have not made any such statements. We do not encourage that kind of behavior. We believe in civil campaigning, and that is what we've always done. We believe that this country needs to be united, and unity is our message. We have said it on our campaign launch, our campaign rally. We believe that unity is where this country needs to go, and not in divisiveness.
It was the opposition leader and General Secretary of the PPP, Barrett Jagdeo, who last year called on his supporters to block government officials from going into their communities and to chase them out. That followed a no-confidence motion. Mr. Jagdeo has repeatedly said he stands by his statement. Well, let's tell you now that the diplomatic representatives of the American, British, and EU missions in Guyana met this afternoon with opposition leader Barrett Jagdeo and other officials of the People's Progressive Party. The meeting was part of a series of meetings planned by the Western diplomats with local political actors ahead of the March 2nd elections. British High Commissioner to Guyana Greg Quinn and the American Ambassador Sarah Ann Lynch both spoke to News Source after the meeting this afternoon.
No, we're just doing what we always do, which is talk to all sides in the political spectrum.
Okay, anything important that you might want to share that came out of the meeting? Any particular concerns or so?
No, I think as I say, we're just talking to all the political sides as we always do, and as we did in 2015, we'll do exactly the same in 2019, Gordon.
Okay, thanks a lot. How are you doing, Madam Ambassador? Happy New Year!
Happy New Year! Good to see you.
How did the meeting go with the opposition?
Very good, very good.
As we approach the elections, what do you want to hear from the candidates? I know in the past there have been calls for a code of conduct and stuff like that. Where's the U.S. in terms of that?
Yeah, we're very much in favor of a code of conduct, and it was a pleasure to hear the priorities outlined by the opposition as we have done so with the government. So it's good to hear both sides.
Okay, you ready for the campaign? Observing it all?
We're getting ready, and we've provided a lot of assistance to GCOM, and we're thrilled to have done that.
The Western diplomats have always been supportive of elections in Guyana that are fair and credible. This Friday is nomination day for the political parties that intend to contest the 2nd of March elections. On the police blotter right now, a birthday celebration for a Plaisance shopkeeper turned deadly after she was stabbed to death by her neighbor during a row over her pet monkey. 53-year-old Sharon Burnett of Graham Street, Plaisance was pronounced dead early this morning after being taken to the hospital with stab wounds to her body. Graham was visited by her neighbor earlier on Sunday evening, who accused her of sending her pet monkey to his house to steal his money. The two got into an argument as the woman denied the allegation. The man left, but returned hours later just after midnight and started up the row again over the monkey. It was during that argument that the 57-year-old man stabbed the woman to her neck and other parts of the body, and she collapsed. The dead woman's brother, Warren Burnett, said he was at home when he was awakened by shouts that his sister had been attacked.
Well, I was at home about 12 something last night, and my daughter called me, tell me that how she mother they lie down, somebody killed she. And I ride and I come up, and when I come I see she they lie down in front of this door. I ask, who do it? She they says, a boy live right through this corner, so by name Lara Carty, this Scally. He's Scally Douglas, he's walking the market. And thing with you had a donkey cart.
The brother said a part of the woman's shop had also been set on fire.
Apparently, this story stemmed from a monkey. This is the all about the place. Everybody know the monkey, but he's saying that our she monkey and the monkey thief him money and something, and like the thing start from then. Last night, I hear that she was sleeping, and he light a fire in this thing here. So after he started smoking, she come outside for CS1, like his days when he attacked.
He said on the same day of the incident, the suspect was seen in the village acting in an incoherent manner, declaring that he wanted to kill someone. The Guyana Police Force has announced the arrest of the suspect. Charges are to be filed before the end of this week. And this evening, police investigators are awaiting the post-mortem examination to determine the cause of death of the young couple whose lifeless bodies were found in a room at the Arikari Resort, where they were staying. There were no marks of violence on the bodies. Today, the mother of the dead young man, Kevin Singh, said she needs answers to provide closure to her son's sudden and unexpected death. According to the mother, she does not know the young woman who was also found dead in the room with her son, but she does not believe suicide was the cause of death. The mother, Kunti Tekchen, said her son never showed any signs of depression, but she was concerned about some of the songs that he would listen to at their home.
Well, he just put on some songs what I don't like at all. Like some song like, you know, it's like thing like depression thing, like, you know. Like song, like I don't like these songs.
The mother explained that her son was a very kind-hearted person who was well loved in the neighborhood. The entire village of Triumph where he lived, the mother explained, has been left in shock and mourning.
Well, he was a very nice child, working, and he'll be at home most of the time. He'll come from work, he doesn't go nowhere. But I make them mind, you know. I know he always be at home. When I come home, he get home, he work. But he works Saturday, he go home Sundays.
Ms. Tek Chen said the last time she saw her son alive was on Saturday when he left the family home, telling her that he was going to look into the purchase of a new car. The grieving mother said she found it strange when he never called, so she reached out to him, and he explained that he was fine and was on the west coast of Demerara. She said before she could ask when he would be returning home, he disconnected the call. Family members learned of the discovery of the bodies last evening.
When I called him, he told me, Mom, he said, what I do? I said, I'm okay. I said, how you do? He said, I'm okay. So I said, he said, just West Coast. Right? So, by the time I go to ask him when he coming home, he cut off the phone. And I never hear back nothing from him.
According to a police report, Kevin Singh and his female companion Sabrina Nadram checked into the hotel on Saturday afternoon and were expected to leave on Sunday afternoon. Hotel staffers said the young man told them that he would be spending some extra time and would check out later in the day. When the hotel's front desk failed in several attempts to reach the couple, a decision was made to go into the room, and it was there that the lifeless bodies were found in a bathtub. The young woman is believed to be from the Berbice area. The investigation is ongoing tonight. In the world of finance, auditing of the state's finances for the fiscal year 2018 has found a large increase in the collection of the value-added tax and a decrease in the country's internal debt by some $8.2 billion. Those issues were highlighted by Auditor General Deodat Sharma in his 2018 audit report. The report was presented to the National Assembly last year. In its 2018 budget, the government had estimated collection of VAT from January to December of that year to be $43.1 billion. It was found, though, that the Guyana Revenue Authority managed to collect more than $48.1 billion for the 12-month period. The report highlighted that the amount collected represented a positive variance of $5 billion, or 10% above the budgeted collections. The 2017 budget had estimated VAT collection of that year to be just over $45.3 billion. However, at the end of that year, it was realized that there was a negative variance of $2.7 billion, since the tax regulatory body only managed to collect $42.5 billion in 2017. That represented a shortfall of 6%. The report said the Guyana Revenue Authority was able to strengthen its collection mechanisms in 2018, and that resulted in the agency collecting more than $5.6 billion more in VAT compared to 2017. But that was not the only area where improvements were made. Sharma's report also revealed that the country's internal debt decreased by $8.2 billion, from $127.2 billion to $119 billion. The Auditor General said this decrease was credited to a decrease of Treasury bills totaling $7.9 billion, the issuance of a non-interest-bearing debenture totaling $14.6 million, and the principal repayment of an internal loan totaling $279.6 million. In the courts, the 22-year-old man who is accused of stabbing the new love interest of his ex-girlfriend to death has been charged with the man's murder. Old Boys Town resident Nigel Thomas appeared before the chief magistrate this morning and was not required to enter a plea to the indictable murder charge. Thomas is accused of stabbing 23-year-old Carl Chase to death at the Guyhawk home of his ex-girlfriend. The police report on the matter stated that on the 30th of December, Thomas became annoyed when he visited a woman's house and saw her in the company of Chase and another friend. The two men got into an argument and that led to a fight, and it was during the altercation that it is alleged Thomas used a screwdriver to repeatedly stab the other young man, Carl Chase. Chase was rushed to the hospital but was pronounced dead. The accused, Nigel Thomas, was also injured during the fight and was hospitalized for a number of days. The case will continue on the 28th of this month, and the accused has since been remanded to jail. Over in the High Court, the 25-year-old Wismar resident who was found guilty of raping a young girl on 2 occasions over a 3-year period was today sentenced to 38 years in jail. The convicted rapist Keon Lawson was back in court today for his sentencing after a jury found him guilty on 2 rape charges back in December. In a letter to the court, the victim, who is now in her preteen years, said the ordeal was traumatic for her and it has made her lose trust in persons. She said the incident affected her at school and at home. Through his attorney, the convict Keon Lawson begged the court for leniency. The attorney asked the court to consider that his client was younger at the time and could still be rehabilitated. The judge sentenced the man to 18 years in prison on the first charge and 20 years on the second charge. The sentences will run concurrently. In handing down the sentence, the trial judge said the young man showed no remorse for his actions. Across the Region is coming up next.
They've made a positive impact on the heavy-duty transportation industry in Guyana since they've arrived. Guyanese are amazed at their power, durability, efficiency, and superior handling capabilities. These are brand new trucks, manufactured in partnership with German, Italian, and French companies. They have a powerful reputation for operating under very adverse Guyanese conditions and come with full after-sales service and spare parts. They're the most sought-after trucks today, with over 500 units in Guyana, and they're available in over 100 countries, including South America and the Caribbean. Be smart. Buy brand new ST Howo trucks today. Call 608-4998 and arrange for an inspection at ST Truck Guyana Incorporated, Block B, Public Road, Coverden, East Bank, Demerara.
There once was a man named Stan whose business needed a new plan. Christmas was coming, this much was true. He needed some help but didn't know what to do. Then fast as a flash, 3 helpers did come from Republic Bank. They came with some. One had low interest rates, one reduced equity, one with approval so quick and easy. Now Stan is the man and his business is booming. Christmas is good and he is winning. Reach more customers and boost your business with a Republic Small Business Loan today.
Only for this Christmas. Get 20% off on educational tablets. Get the B-Link HD8 with 180 plus full version educational apps for students in pre-K to 5th grade. It's perfect for homeschooling. Get creative with the Edu Tab Pro 10.1, designed for professionals, teachers and higher education students. Whether you are an architect or artist, there is an EduTab for you. EduTab tablets were designed for Caribbean students. Order online or at Zune Online Shopping on Middle Street, Georgetown. Ask for Miss Green. Get yours today.
Special terms and conditions apply. Coupon cannot be used in conjunction with other coupons. Orders may be subject to local taxes and import duties. Discount price is promotional for online orders only and does not include local nor international shipping. Purchase limited to 2 devices per household.
The APNU AFC Campaign Rally now moves to Region 5 this Wednesday, January 8th from 5 p.m. at the Hope Tank Community Center ground with a president you can trust, a man of integrity to lead Guyana into the new era of economic prosperity. Come out and hear of Guyana's next decade of development, addressed by His Excellency President David Granger, and leader of the AFC, Mr. Kemraj Ramjertan. There will be 2 motorcades, one from High Dam and the other from Ithaca, both leaving at 2 p.m. sharp. Region 5, let Guyana's transformational development continue with the APNU AFC. This Wednesday, January 8th, 5 p.m. at the Hope Tank Community Center ground. Region 5, we moving forward together.
I want you to find your way. Everybody understand.
The National Data Management Authority is responsible for creating ICT hubs in the country. In Region 6, we have about 58 community ICT hubs and hotspots. It has benefited communities in many ways. You have persons, young and old, they partake in basic computer training, and then they use the skill they would have learned and take it to the work environment.
When it first opened, I come, and then the teacher just told us when they go print what date, they go start print on, and the rest of the day we go, if we have assignment or homework, we go and use the computer. Mrs. Shoawi, how for research it and save it and thing, and then I practice and I get used. When I get used, I know everything. Even I know how to print. The hub, so that when I come and do my homework, the internet is extremely good. So when I do my homework and teacher has give away assignment and score down, I have 20, sometimes I have 10 out of 10, and you know, I always get my full amount of marks.
Across the region right now, U.S. authorities have temporarily prohibited 3 Bahamasair planes from serving routes into the U.S. The 737-500 planes will no longer be permitted to serve current routes in Florida after Bahamasair missed the January 1, 2020 FAA deadline to install automatic dependent surveillance broadcast equipment on the aircraft. Bahamasair Chairman Tommy Turnquest said the airline has been having difficulty with its supplier for the equipment. It should cost about $195,000 per aircraft. The airline's other 5 ATRs and 1 737-700 plane were updated with the required equipment. Bahamasair wet leased 2 planes to Florida over the weekend to meet the demand for returning holiday travelers. Well, 2 lawmakers in Venezuela have both declared themselves parliamentary speaker after a tumultuous day yesterday in the country's politics. U.S.-backed opposition leader Juan Guaido and rival Luis Parra both claimed to be Speaker of the National Assembly. Mr. Guaido, who was aiming to be re-elected to the post, was stopped from entering Parliament by National Guards. Images showed him trying to climb an iron fence to get into the building. Last January, Mr. Guaido declared himself Venezuela's interim president, a move that was quickly backed by almost 60 countries, including the US and the UK, after disputing President Nicolas Maduro's 2018 re-election. His position at the head of the opposition-led National Assembly was the basis of his claim to be Venezuela's legitimate head of state. But after a year of failed attempts to oust President Nicolas Maduro, he has been struggling to maintain unity among the opposition. And finally tonight, international news. Former White House National Security Advisor John Bolton says he is willing to testify at President Donald Trump's impeachment trial in the Senate. He has previously complied with the White House directive not to cooperate with the Democratic-led inquiry. Mr. Bolton will be the most senior former Trump advisor to testify. Mr. Trump, a Republican, was impeached by the Democratic-controlled House of Representatives last month. He was the 3rd U.S. president ever to incur such a congressional sanction. The former National Security Advisor wrote on his website today that during the president impeachment controversy, he tried to meet his obligations both as a citizen and as former National Security Advisor. He said since his testimony is once again at issue, he had to resolve the serious competing issues at best, and based on careful consideration, he would testify. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting.